Hello everybody. Thought I'd go and do my spring garden update because the garden is looking mighty fine. I've got my lemon bush, which is Meyer lemons, and the blossoms are starting to bloom. See if I can get a good shot of some blossoms there. There you go. I love the smell of lemon blossoms. And so yeah, this bush is about 3 years old. Well, it's 3 years old since the last time we put it in the ground, but I'm sure it was probably a few years old when we bought it, you know. And then our peach tree is starting to bloom as well. You can see right here. And I'll show you, we have another peach tree out front, and right now what I've done is I've moved the standing garden that I had out front to the backyard area. So now we have it out back here. Let me see if I can get a better photo of this from the front. There we go. And I've got it covered up right now to keep creatures from crawling all over the seedlings, or well, the young sprouts here. We've got some Russian red kale there, and here's some basil coming up, and there's more spinach over here. I think that's I think that's actually a dandelion right there growing up out of there. This is funny. This is actually, I think this was from the last year. Growing out the bottom here is actually oregano. Yeah, oregano. Yeah, so that's interesting. And then of course we've got some different things over here that I don't think these have all been coming up here, but you can see I've got, this is a carnate, no, this is a magnolia, or what are they called? The flowers that drive away bugs? I think they're called magnolias. And then we have some various things here. What's this? Swiss chard. Some Swiss chards. Those are doing a little, this basil actually went to seed because it's got this the sun exposure on that side, but that's okay because I've got more basil over here in the more shady area, which is coming up quite nicely, and it doesn't get as much exposure to the sun. So that's going to do quite well. And plus I was anticipating that this peach tree here would, when it gets all its leaves, it's going to have like a dappled shade effect on the standing garden over here. So there it is from another angle. And we come in here, we've got beets growing in here. And here's another flower here. Those are marigolds, that's what they are. Marigolds, that's a marigold. Here's another marigold. These are, this says chives, but I don't see any chives growing up. This looks like spinach and chard or something. What do we got here? Spinach, more spinach. So all this is coming up here. We got some parsley and cilantro, I think, back here. So a lot of stuff going on in here. What do we got here? What's this? This looks like a cilantro or something. It's funny, as I water, all these labels just fall apart. So yeah, that must be some more cilantro or something. And Now what's cool is I've actually sown some Russian red kale down here in the ground area, and this is coming up from some seed I just tossed over here. And this kale is doing pretty good. Russian red kale. This is a garlic that I shoved in the ground, and here's another garlic. Just a little garlic I shoved in the ground there. This is a potato that it looks like I missed last year, so it came up again over here. This is another little raspberry plant that came up. I don't know if it's a raspberry or what kind of a berry plant that is. Came up last year in the standing garden. I transplanted it over here. It didn't do well, but it's starting to come back in the spring. And here, look at this cabbage. Look at that cabbage. It's starting to grow the head on the inside of it. Look at how healthy it is. Beautiful, beautiful. And again, I've been using this compost in place method, where I'm just like, what I do is, this is all compost right here. And you can see I've got things in here like peanut shells, because I have, I hate these. Oh, helicopter. Any rate, it says bad connection. I want to connect to the wireless. Hopefully this. All right, I'm having a heck of a time here with the connection, but anyway, you can see I've got these eggshells. I've got banana peels, just a bunch of different stuff in here. Celery. And you know, I just let it decompose in there. Look, that's even a paper bowl. I had coffee grounds in there. That's a paper bowl. When I don't have the time to get to it, I keep it here with the lid on it to keep the animals out of it. And then when I'm ready, I just slurry it on, and then I throw the grass clippings over it, and you know, dried leaves and all that. So that works out really good. Anyway, back to this cabbage. Back to this cabbage. Now, if you look carefully, look, I've got another little cabbage growing up out of there. Now, here's the thing. This is the same cabbage I planted last year. I didn't eat it because it got all ate by bugs. I left it in the ground this year, and it grew back 2 more cabbages. This one here and this one here. And now it's growing that little one there. So now I know if you want to have cabbages, just leave them in the ground all year round, and it'll just sprout cabbages out of the old cabbages. And of course, we got some more Russian red kale coming up here, and there's a little piece there. So it's just coming up out of the ground. It's really good. And then we've got our potatoes. I've got potatoes in these 2 right here, because we're getting tired of the gophers eating up our potatoes. So this year we're putting our potatoes in containers because of the gophers. Now, let's switch this back around. Oh, okay. There we go. I was covering up the lens there. Now you can get a little bit better picture of the garden from this angle here. You can see the lemon tree behind me. And when I turn this way, you can see the standing garden back here. Peach tree. And there's that beautiful cabbage. I don't know if you can see it down here. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. I'm all excited about the cabbage. Little cabbage! Okay. So let's see what we got going on. I got to show you the front yard garden, because we got that going on this year. And I've been focusing on soil replenishment this year, and let me tell you, like that cabbage over there, the bugs don't eat it. when your soil is healthy, you're not going to get as much bug damage. You do get a little bites here and there, but you know. So, all right. So I'm going to come down. Okay, I'm back on. I don't know. I'm having troubles with the connection here. Anyway, long story short, chard coming up out of the rocks from a seed that must plant here. Look at that. Right next to this tree. Right next to this tree in my front yard. And, okay, so I keep doing that. I keep covering up the lens. But anyway, so yeah, I've got Swiss chard growing in my front yard there. Okay, here's my Anna apple. Let me just switch back to looking forward again. Boom. Okay, now this is a dwarf Anna apple tree. Already it's getting ready to go. I've got several, look at that, there's 4 apples right there alone. Just right there alone, there's 4 apples. That's what they look like when they're getting ready to grow, right there, right out of there. And then we got some more. And let's take a look up here. Look at this. I've got these apples right here. So yeah, so that's the Anna apple tree. And that's how I got it situated right there. Let's see here if I get I got this little fence right here. Let me show you. Reconnecting. All right, sorry about the bad connection, but you know. Anyway, yeah, I'm doing the same thing out here. I'm doing the compost in place method. I use grass clippings and I put all that compost down, and then I just cover it up and I water it. And you know what? That is a wonderful weed barrier. You can see I've done it in this little corner section here. And let me just show you, like around the tree here, you could imagine there's compost all around the outside of the tree. And there's St. Francis, and we planted some flowers there, and just threw some straw down the base. This is I planted some flowers right here, and again you could see this compost all around the outside of that. So that's all gonna like basically seep into the ground and feed this tree. Yeah, it's gonna attract all the worms and everything, so that's just gonna be great. Now look, oh look at this. This is our other peach tree. This is a what is this? Bangkok peach. So this is gonna be great. And you know what, look at this, we've already got a flower on there. Look at that, look at that. Okay, so that's getting ready to go. And now we got our tomatoes over here. Look at this, we got 4 bushes. They're already doing really well. Look at that. This one's already, it's like reaching out here. This is a Brandywine pink. Brandywine pink. And again, I laid some grass clippings down all around it. Threw a little bit of Dr. Earth compost around it. But these things are doing great. They're doing great. And I love how, see, I got wood chips back there, but then up here it's more that reconnecting. There we go. Grapevines. These things are already ready to go. Grapevines are going. I got this little apple tree. Remember I showed you this apple tree? I grew this from seed. Look at that. That's a Gala, an organic Gala apple seed. So we'll see what kind of wild apple we get out of that. This is a little pomegranate. This is a little pomegranate that came up last year out of my standing garden. Look at it now. Yeah, that thing's going good. And then we got like, I don't know, like that's an apple tree there. That's another apple tree. This is another apple tree right here from Appleseed. This is a cutting from the fig tree. Oh, the fig tree. The fig tree is already at work. The fig tree is already at work. Look at that. There's a fig. Look at this. Yep, we're gonna have figs. We are gonna have figs. And again, you know, I got the wood chips down around the base. So fig tree's coming in. There's a, look at this. I'll grab this weed. I'll grab this weed. Look at that. Just comes right up. No problem. Now, here's the feature. Here's the feature. This is the green tree collard I planted like 2 years ago. Let me see. Can I turn this? Can I turn the camera so I get the rotation? Look at this. Look at this. This thing's like 10, 11 feet tall. 10, 11 feet tall. Let me turn it back around. Okay. Yeah, it's doing beautifully. Look at this. It's got another big branch. I think I'm gonna cut this off and start this as another one, a new green tree collard. But look at the lushness up there. Just amazing. Within 2 years. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember seeing my other videos. It was seriously like this high when I bought it 2 years ago. And the other day it got real windy and it almost blew over itself up. But I took a zip tie and secured it to this trellis here. But it's coming to the end of its days. I think it's reached its maturity. And so it's time for me to take some cuttings off of that and start a new one. So that's what I've done. And then we have another little bed over here, which we've got some seedlings coming up. Yeah, right here, more spinach or kale or something. This is another garlic that I planted. Strawberries, you can see there's a strawberry there. And spinach, some collard greens. Look at these collard greens. Look at these. Look at that. So healthy. Look at that. No bug bite at all. There's a little bit of nibbling over here. But I mean, overall, I mean, okay, here's a little, okay, this leaf's been probably chewed up a lot here. But look at, overall, I mean, overall, most of the leaves are really good shape. This is cilantro, went to flower already. That's the cilantro. Some of this is still good, like this down here. This is still good if I eat this. Love that, so good. And this is a little tree that came up. This is a jacaranda tree. I'm gonna have to transplant this into a pot and put it somewhere else. I'm gonna probably give it to a family member. And I got to clean up this area a little bit more. The mint's creeping out here. There's the mint. There's mint there. There's mint. Yeah, there's some mint. Let me pull some off. Mint. I could chew on that. It's good. And then we've got our daisies. These are the Shasta daisies. So these Shasta daisies are getting ready to come up. I'm gonna, I started out with one, and of course it's propagated itself. So I'll be able to move some of these into other areas of the yard. And then over here you can see more mint. There's more mint. Back here, here's an orchid. Here's an orchid that should come back. It's an orchid flower. We got our aloe vera. There's 1, 2, 3 there. There's a cutting. I'll have to water this tonight because these are dying off, but It looks like there's a little leaf there. That's a cutting from the green tree collard. And again, this whole area here, I did the same method of composting in place and did some planting here. So hopefully some seeds will be coming up soon over here. These onions are from last year, these bunching onions. But you can see those are going to seed right there. Yeah, you can see that. I'll just let them go to seed. We got milkweed. That's the milkweed that brings all the butterflies. So yeah, it's got that going on. So yeah, garden update. This is what's going on. Truth Seeker 333. And let's see what we got over here. Let's see what we got. Oh, I keep doing that. It's all sunny out. I can't see when I'm covering up the lens. Oh, I got to show you these. These are the So my mom passed 5 years ago now. 2013 she passed, and these are the bulbs that she planted, and they come up every year on Resurrection Day, the same day that she passed. Thank you, Yeshua. Praise the Lord. Thank you, Jesus. This is a pomegranate bush right here. You can see that's a much bigger pomegranate bush. Much bigger. And then we have all our strawberries down here. Looks like there's a potato sticking out there because I planted potatoes there last year. Yep, more strawberries along the edge of here. Yeah, and that's our poinsettia bush. That's our poinsettia. Look at that. You know what you can do? This is actually a 3 to 4 year old poinsettia, but look how big it's gotten. We got this in a little pot one holiday, and look how big it is now. It's covering the light post. Yeah, so there we have it, and that's the spring update. That's the garden update. So God bless you all. Keep seeking truth. Peace be with you all. Blessings, prosperity, healing for those of you who are suffering. Relief. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Amen. In Yeshua's name. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Well, now I just have to figure out how to stop the... I guess I just hit stop. God bless you all.